Transitioning Palomino, still southbound.
All right.
Right, westbound San Andreas. Right, northbound Ginger.
Hi, chat. Morning,
Ginger
middle.
around eastbound. Left out towards El Perro, off-road. Eastbound on to proper lanes, eastbound El Perro Freeway.
Morning, Spiny, CJ, Ginger.
Taking the Integrity Skip, eastbound Integrity Tunnel. Crossing over, right, southbound Center Street.
Ricky, good morning.
Right, westbound
Is
San
it
Andreas.
pronounced Islone? An I?
Southbound
Is it
Elgin.
lowercase L? I can't tell. Is it a capital I, lowercase L? I run into that far too often.
Switchy.
I don't actually know. Morning, Jerry. Our dispatch is broken, which makes this really awkward. I'm not gonna lie. We won
11 secondary. Holy guacamole.
2 plots of land on Chiliad.
U-turn northbound off the footpath going into the parking lot. Oh, yoink.
Yeah, go. We're continuing right
eastbound
eastbound
San
San Andreas. Right southbound Elgin. Right, westbound Vespucci. Left, southbound Power.
We can't turn for shit if we're not doing like 50.
Right, westbound Anzapo. Right, northbound Street. Trader, you wanna pass me since you're on the scout?
Yeah, copy that. Continue northbound Alt, so I guess I'll do everything. Left, westbound Vespucci.
Okay.
Past White Garage. Right, northbound Calais. Road to San Andreas, past Senior. Left westbound San Andreas. Right, northbound Palomino. Crossing Del Perro Freeway. Approaching Dorset. Crossing, merging northbound Patola.
Let me make sure.
Crossing Boulevard Del
fuck that
Perro,
up.
continuing northbound into the hills, cross
Good.
Spanish. Left or westbound Spanish. Approaching Madwayne.
Morning, everyone. Hope y'all are doing well.
Northbound Madwayne. Approaching Eclipse. Crossing Eclipse, entering the hills.
Hello?
Left or westbound picture, perfect. Never mind, they're not
Hello?
entering the hills. Going around Richmond Hotel, continuing westbound.
I hate to break it to you, but you can't park there. So, unfortunately, you are being impounded. You, the person.
West Eclipse, merging
Impounded.
eastbound.
All right.
And back
Should be
towards
good.
Madwayne.
My chair is stuck on my headphone charging cable. Give me 1 second.
Doing eastbound West Eclipse.
I barely use it anymore because I typically just unplug my keyboard. So my keyboard's not wireless anymore, but it does plug in via USB-C. So I just unplug my keyboard. I don't know, random days, and I just plug in my headset. I also didn't realize what or how quickly my mouse charges, because that's very quick.
Oh my lord. Eastbound Hallway. Right, southbound San Vitus. Entering Rockford Plaza.
I guess I'll do everything myself. We're continuing eastbound occupation, right southbound Alta. Cutting across the grass.
We have to wait for our I wonder if I get everyone else to duty on if I'm good.
Vehicles approaching the Palomino.
Let's try to find someone not on the call.
West on the Pearl Freeway, opposing lanes, U-turn.
That's a tree.
I continue eastbound the Pearl Freeway. Not taking the off-ramp to La Porta. Continuing eastbound.
I wonder if they have a duty on.
I take the off-ramp to Elgin. Left on Elgin. Left to westbound La Pearl.
Davenport,
Yes.
I have a question.
Vehicles approaching
Yes.
La Porta. Off-ramp,
Can
taking La
you
Porta
duty
off-ramp,
on
jump.
right now?
Yes,
I'm
I do the
curious
jump,
to see if
stand
you'll
by.
come up on my dispatch. If we do it while
West on La
my
Pearl.
dispatch has that issue where no one's showing up, and I think it'll only show people who come on duty after me. I'm curious to know if that would.
Taking the off-ramp to the, oh, big 50. On the off-ramp
Moment of
to
truth.
Rockford, stand by. I think everybody's still in the vehicle.
Dispatch.
Left,
No.
south on the Rockford.
Damn it. I've already taken a couple naps and no luck.
Just sign in, sign out at the front desk.
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay.
I'll take another nap in like, I don't know, 15 minutes or so.
Stand by, slowing down,
I figured if I could get everyone a duty on, if that works,
canal,
fuck
Foundation
it.
Court.
But
Yeah, actually, I don't. Oh, yeah, I do see you on there.
Left,
yeah, I don't know
east on Prosperity,
what's happening. Normally a single nap, and I typically
Left,
find
left
that like
above
when
me.
I wake up, you know, like at the PD is typically when it's a problem, but
crossing
it's
North
just
Rockford, continuing north on Palomino.
I don't know. I'll figure it out though. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Actually, while I got you, can I pick your brain on something? I'll
Right,
pull over to the car park.
eastbound is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Curtis. Left north on Cali. Right, east on Vespucci. Left into the white bars, maybe block. No block.
So
Continuing northbound.
we had an incident before where we got a call for 37 Charlie at
Left westbound
Milton,
Andreas.
Milton and West Eclipse, so Tequila Lark.
Yep.
I responded to it alongside Drader and Perry. There was also another call that came in for a Vaca that was on scene. The plate that came up in the call come back to a Marty Wolf.
Yep.
And then minutes later, there was,
Slowing down.
like 3 calls later, there was a firearm in the same location spotted. So anyway, when we went up there, there was no one there. I literally drove across the road, and then the Vaca pulled up. The silver and coloured cavalcade pulled up behind it. They parked the vehicle at the front. Male ran inside. The female was still in the vehicle, parked in the middle of
Was it
West
Eclipse?
Eclipse, facing
Yep.
westbound. So I obviously lit them up and asked them to pull over onto the sidewalk or onto the side of the road. The male ran out of the Tequila Lark, jumped in the passenger seat. You know, I did my usual thing. I went up and asked for license, registration, proof of insurance, blah blah blah. She gave me her identification and stuff. There's no problem there. Spoke to him for a little bit and sort of questioned him and said, "Oh, you know, what's going on here?" Had reports of some suspicious activity going on. What was the deal with the cavalcade? They claimed that they were mechanics and they'd just taken it down to Mosley's and did some parts on it or something. And they brought it back. Which didn't really make sense because I wouldn't class that as financial, like, you know, suspicious financial activity.
Right.
So I went back and ran her details through the MDT. She didn't have a mask on. She had her hat on. There was bullet holes in the side of the vehicle, and the vehicle was smoking.
Okay.
So she said, "Oh, I don't see no bullet holes." So immediately I took my camera out and took a photo of it with her in the driver's seat so that she could see the bullet holes if she requested to, you know?
Right.
I ran her details, exact same person in the profile picture, so positive ID. So anyway, I went back and spoke to him. I got him out of the vehicle because of obviously the firearm call. And I said, "I just want to frisk you guys. Actually, got no firearms or anything on you. That's cool." So they got out of the vehicle, went to the sidewalk, complied. I frisked them. She said she had a crowbar and like a golf club or something on her. When I frisked them, I could feel a bunch of cash and, you know, there was a couple of lumps in her pockets, which could have been those items. So I told her if that's what that's in there, I'll just search for those items, as long as you don't have a gun or anything on you. When I did search them, I couldn't see any weapon there. She did have a crowbar. She did have a golf club, but there was no cash on it. So I then said, well, I'm going to be searching your vehicle in case you placed it under the seat or something, or, you know, the glove box or whatever the case may be. She reckons, yeah, no problem. I checked under the seats. In the glove box, there was 2 Deagles, $85,000 cash, and 35 50 caliber bullets. Both the individuals that got out of the vehicle, Perry searched pressed the mail and searched for a weapon, didn't have one. So I found them in the glove box. When I got out of the vehicle, I went to, as I was getting out of the vehicle, she collapsed and couldn't breathe. So Perry got the inhaler out of the car and gave to her and called for medical. I attempted to detain the male, obviously, because the weapons in the vehicle and such. He ran to the Vaca, he got into the vehicle and drove off, south mode. Trader was waiting to pursue, but I think he was thinking about something at the time, and they drove away, and he didn't see which way they went.
Got it.
Anyway, once she'd received medical, I told her that she'd be under arrest, you know, because she was the driver of the vehicle. She got out of the driver's seat, so it's her responsibility for what was found in the vehicle.
Right.
She immediately ran through Tikilala and out the back door. Perry drove around the back, and the Vaca was parked out the back waiting for her. She got the passenger seat, and it took off. Northbound Milton Road. And of course, Milton Road being Milton Road, there was like 30 cars decided to pull out a picture perfect, and they drove away from us. So I placed a warrant out for her. Do you think that I did anything wrong there? Like, do you think that's
the vehicle they were in, was it reported stolen?
It wasn't reported stolen. However, on the call, it is the exact same vehicle that was on the call.
So
activity.
I don't think legally there is grounds for the actual search of the glove box unless they gave you permission. Because even though we have those calls,
and she said, yeah, sure, go ahead.
I think she might have an argument regarding, like, you said you were going to do it, and although she doesn't or didn't agree with it, understood that, you know, if you, similar to how if we give somebody a lawful order, they have to follow it, and if they don't, pretty much for any reason, like, that's a crime, right? Because we don't have to sit there and justify our every action to individuals. So if this were brought to court, it would absolutely need to be articulated as, like, you had grounds to search, or you were given permission to search. And if it's on the basis of permission, I think a judge may frown upon saying you're going to search a car and the person saying go ahead, just as like acknowledgement that you're going to do it, even if they don't agree with it, if you know what I mean. That would be the only point of contention I personally would have, because I know typically
firearm being in the area,
so
that's what I thought was enough to search it,
not that, unfortunately. Okay, so here's the tricky part. Sometimes, you know, if people are fiddling with stuff in the car, it might be a little difficult to see, but unfortunately, we still are limited to just frisking individuals, you know, asking them to step out, frisk them, and they may have sort of slyly put it in the glove box during that traffic stop in anticipation of everything that was happening. And that's kind of out of our control. It is what it is. But if it wasn't on their person, it wouldn't justify the actual, because at that point we're searching the vehicle, which would require either a warrant, permission, or like actual reasoning. But at that point we still have RS, even with, you know, question, were they GSR tested at all?
No.
The only reason I ask is because the mention of bullet holes in the car.
When that
well,
was
the
going
the
on,
gun call, there was a plate associated with that, right?
no.
Okay, all right. So it was just a gun call in that area.
You
take
can't
a look
see
if
why
there's
it's
a report.
waiting for. There is
Yeah,
show you
I
the stuff.
can.
12977.
Right, southbound gantry. Oh no.
Then you'll see the dispatch calls there.
Right, westbound
There's
Eclipse.
3 different ones. Well, there's 4, but one's got 2 in it.
We're westbound Eclipse. Trader just
There's
decided
no
to
plate.
steal my primary.
There's no plate
It's not my fault you
associated
slid
with
out.
the person with the firearm,
That's on you.
Yeah.
So you slid out.
but it's in the
See.
same location as the other 2 calls at the same time, you know?
Southbound Milton, northbound.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely
I got the RO of the vehicle, I got the
that's very interesting. Could there be a way to properly articulate it on the basis that there's fucking gunshots in the fucking door, or bullet holes in the fucking door, in addition to the recent call? I wouldn't say with strong certainty there's enough. I think there could, like I said, I think there could be a way to articulate it where it would be justified, but I think if you were to explain it just as you did to me, but instead to a judge, I feel they may find that there was not PC for the actual search of the vehicle. And with that becomes the issue of it would then be deemed an illegal search if they were to appeal, and then they would be found not guilty of the possessions. If a judge ruled that way, of course. It's also possible they never attempt to appeal. Was there DNA on any of the guns?
no.
Interesting.
There was no DNA on the guns, and the cash. I'm not really going to check the DNA on that because cash gets handed around to
a bunch of people.
Been, you know?
Yep, I will tell you, typically in these situations, for example, King was on duty for this one, but Shlomi, if you know who he is, his plate actually got called in for leaving the scene of a 37 Charlie. His entity was following a cavalcade that was reported stolen. King saw them both. King pursued the cavalcade because it was reported stolen, being tailed by the entity, and then the entity ran interference, immediately started pitting, blocking, all that stuff. The cavalcade ended up getting away, but we ended up getting the entity, and it was eventually VAF'd and whatnot for being used as a battering ram, essentially. But we had the original cavalcade, and it was reported stolen. So, like, if...
Well, see, the cavalcade was reported stolen as well, and I did have the plate of that, but I made the mistake of, when I pulled them over, I then ran the plate. I cleared my LPR and ran the plate of the fucker to make sure it was exactly the same one that had come up in the dispatch call, you know? So, but I didn't...
Well, do you have the original plate read in 60 from running said plate? Because that would be sufficient.
No, I don't.
Wait, then how... Wait, how? If you run the plate of the cavalcade, isn't... There's a log of that, isn't there?
There should be, but I can't see it. The last one I've got is Drader. Another vehicle that we pulled over.
I didn't see the freaking.
I've got it where I actually physically ran the plate to come up in that call to see who it come back to. I've got the plate of the vehicle when I did it.
Well, I want to make sure I'm just understanding properly. The cavalcade, it was on your ALPR at some time. Did you run it? You know, you would have to, you know, press the button on the MDT, and then it should return.
I'm positive it come up with that. I couldn't find it on there, and I'm sure I looked at it and said, yeah, that's
You
flag
let them get
1060
away,
as it was being
Perry.
put away.
Perry, you gotta keep going.
In that, because
Oh.
essentially
Getting away.
she pulled up in the middle of the road. He was right behind her, and he pulled up, jumped out of the vehicle, and the vehicle was parked.
Got it. Okay.
And I'd ran the plate as the vehicle was parked,
Oh,
so I don't know whether that is it, but I'm positive I've seen it 1060. But I couldn't find it when I went back to look through it, because I'd even said to them, "Can you explain to me why the cavalcade come back flagged now it's being stolen?" And then when I was doing the warrant up, I looked through everything since when I got on duty, and I couldn't find any record of where I saw that.
Are you
So
are you looking at dispatch, or are you looking because years ago 1060 vehicles would show up under our dispatch, but they no longer do. We have to you have to
no,
look.
I was looking.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking where the other stuff is.
Got it. On the
So
left
every
side
other
of
thing that
your MDT,
Yep.
the top left. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I've been through every single thing. I went up and down like 4 or 5 times, and I can see every other thing I've run except for that one. And the only thing I could put it down to was like strange. Maybe it was because it didn't in fact pick up the vehicle. It was something else, or the fact that it was sort of went into the garage whilst that happened.
You got a problem with my Australian?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
that could.
That I can't explain, but because I'd even questioned them about it, and they said, "Well, we don't know. We got no way of saying whether a vehicle's stolen or not."
Right.
You know, which is fair enough.
Okay, they're exiting the running
But
track.
so I never put anything in the report. I never put anything in about the cavalcade being stolen, because I could prove that it was.
Continuing eastbound, coming out.
You know what's funny? These 37 Charlie calls
Right, southbound, hang away. Perry almost got
before,
eastbound, west
like
left.
we would get cavalcade calls all the time. And I don't want to reduce any one single crime to any one specific type of vehicle. But what I will say is that in this instance, it's the Vaca. And in the Shlomi instance, which was a month or so ago, it was his vehicle. And I think you explained pretty much what was happening in the Shlomi situation, where the cavalcade was being tailed by another vehicle, and the tail vehicle is the one that's being called out, not the cavalcade. Because the 37 Charlie that you have in the report shows the Vaca and the license plate of the Vaca.
It does, but I've worked out over the past few days, because we had a similar situation. It's the way that these calls seem to work is these people have to go to that place first, whatever they do there.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I haven't worked that bit out yet. But they go to that place first, and it calls us with the 37 Charlie call. And then they run out, jump in their vehicle, and take off. And then it calls in the vehicle that they took off in.
Oh, might be over.
And then, like 3 to 5 minutes later, depending on where they have to pick the other vehicle up, you'll get another call, which was a cavalcade in this case. It was in Polito, the last one that we did. So we got a call for one at Bahama Mamas that went off. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go Great Ocean Highway just in case they come down Great Ocean Highway. And I had someone sitting on Los Santos Freeway. And then another person was sitting somewhere around Boulevard del Perro or something. And sure enough, the cavalcade come flying down the road. There was Aziz Shaw's Progress come down first, and then the cavalcade darted off the road behind the resort onto the beach. The minute that the Progress went past me, and I thought that's got to be the vehicle that was called in from Polito. So I went down onto the beach, and sure enough, it was. Like 1060.
Yep.
And they ended up driving directly to the white garage. There was 5 vehicles waiting there, and they blocked us all, and they drove away in the cavalcade.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So
sounds like the besties.
it was the besties, yes. And I said, I'll tell you what, because the call coming in from Marathon, let's just sort of hang around the area a little bit and see whether they come back. And literally, within being in the area probably 30 seconds, all 5 of the interference cars that blocked us in the white garage were driving around Bahama Mamas. And then 1 or 2 minutes after that, we got another call for the cavalcade. It was hiding behind the clothing store at Little Sop. I drove down there, and the cavalcade with the guy sitting inside it is parked behind the clothing store.
Yeah, I'm not at all surprised. Can I guess the vehicles that were involved in the block?
Yes.
Ooh, okay, so I'm going to assume Danny Goomba was involved. He's normally in his Vaca. If he's not, he's in a 99 Astron. Because that's what they used to block the other time. You've already mentioned Aziz's progress. I'm going to assume Lucky Torkel's black Premier.
Raw.
Oh, Furore. So the Furore is a more recent development. He was almost exclusively driving that Premier, but I've seen that Furore show up in the past like week or two. I'm going to say the thing is I haven't seen Thomas Helvig around all that much, but if he was around, it's a white elegy. Maybe Coop Torres is Draugr. Yeah, I don't know what else.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it on the head.
Which cars are actually involved?
There was the Furore. There was obviously the Progress. There was Vaca. There was a T20.
Oh wait, T20. That's Sean Murphy. Typically.
Yes, I believe that's who it come back to. I can't remember 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's who it come back.
Yeah, remember when you picked me up the ranch when we had gotten shot? That was the T20. That was the first time I saw Sean Murphy's name involved in anything with the besties, but sorry, go on.
And there was a vehicle that came back to Thomas Helvig, but I can't remember what it was.
It's either going to be an Astron or an Elegy, and that Elegy is
Yeah, it was the Elegy.
yeah, the Elegy used to be orange, and it is since been swapped to white. It was a while ago though.
Yeah, because it was involved in something else yesterday as well.
Yeah. I don't know if you.
So I think that's what happens with these calls now. Is you get the call from when they get the information for the vehicle or whatever they must do. They got to pick up, and then they go and pick the vehicle up. You get another call, and then you get another call when they get back to drop the vehicle off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because we did get another call as she got in the vehicle in the back of Tequila La. We got another call that there was 37 Charlie at Tequila La.
Okay, that's actually pretty funny that you were obviously present on scene for that when it occurred.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was delayed. Like, we lost eyes on them going up Milton Road, and then the call came in. So it was delayed probably, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 seconds, something like that.
Very interesting. So I've seen these 37 Charlie calls get called from the Yellow Jack. So for whatever reason, I'm not realizing these calls are actually occurring until, you know, hours into my shift. I look at my GPS, and there's pings that come from those areas.
The VU as well. So anywhere where
so the thing is, I don't see those because when I'm driving by, they get cleared. So like, I'm assuming they get cleared because I don't see. I genuinely just don't see them until like again further into the shift. But yeah, it's very interesting that you mentioned that because it's something I definitely wanna look into. Because listen, ain't nobody doing a 5-car block if there ain't nothing to, well, actually, it's the besties. So I take that back. It could have been over $3 and it would have happened. Oh, there goes Lucky's Furore. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, just drove from right to left. I'm assuming it's his. I don't see many people driving Furores nowadays.
It's fast too.
Davenport, those things are
ridiculous.
And the crazy part is, right now, 90% of the vehicles that escape us are engine swapped all-wheel drive vehicles, and straight up, that Furore is rear-wheel drive but handles like a fucking dream.
Yep.
And accelerates like a dream. I don't get it.
All it is with slicks and parts and those things, and they're like a rocket ship.
Yeah. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. If I see Furores on scene, I will treat them worse than Draugrs. Oh.
Yeah. The biggest problem is you can't catch them.
Blue Astron? Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Seriously, the only way to pit those cars, and I hate doing it, but the unfortunate reality is there does not exist a scenario where we won't get out accelerated to unsafe speeds unless they are braking on a corner and you cut the corner, like, you take a bit of a shortcut. It's like that's the unfortunate reality, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I can't really do that though, because when I do that,
611
it's all over for them, because when I hit them, it's like a freight
They
train
get kangaroo
shoots
kicked.
through
Yeah, no, that don't happen with me, fortunately, I guess.
them. I
Fortunately.
mean, sometimes it works the other way. Sometimes it's just like I've just ran into a
Brick wall.
brick wall,
Yeah.
and I just stand still, my car's disabled, and they drive away.
The
Either that, or I send them
you send him to
flying
the
into a
moon.
wall.
Yeah, it's sad that I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure, because I even asked like Drader, and that was on scene, and I said, "Do we have enough to search the vehicle?" He said, "Well, yeah, there's gunshots in the vehicle and stuff." And
I think, like I said, I think they could, I think they'd have a solid argument. And the thing is, like, if it were to get taken to court, if your proper justification at that time was not the bullet holes or whatever, then, like, you can't change your statement and say afterwards, you know, that's why we searched the vehicle. Because then, even though they can't confirm it, it would still technically be a lie as to, like, you know, the justification in the moment as to why it occurred, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to try and articulate something so that I can put a warrant up. If I don't have it, I don't have it, you know?
Yeah, I think the safe bet is to, my personal opinion would be not warrant, document the situation at hand, and then obviously in situations like this moving forward, it straight up, if you had the cavalcade plate and confirmation that it was reported stolen, then you'd have enough. Like 1,000%. But without that, it's going to be very tough. Possible, but that's probably not, like, it's not something you'd want to bring in front of a judge, because they're going to ask you very simple questions, and then they're just going to be like, well, then why the fuck did you do this?
Yeah, yep.
All right.
Yeah, maybe I just do that, because the gun that was in the glove, one of the guns in the glove box, would actually come back to another scene.
Ooh.
So there's essentially, there would be 2 warrants associated with it, because obviously one for the hot gun, and then one for the actual possessions of them. But obviously, if the first one didn't get approved, the hot gun one wouldn't be approved.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the, you know.
Yep. And then the likelihood of an appeal happening for, like, you know, if it's both a hot gun and that current situation, like, goes higher, considering, you know, there's going to be more time, more fine associated, and the higher those are, the more likely they are to appeal certain things.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, no worries. I wasn't too sure on it, so I figured I'd ask.
No, you're good.
Pretty recent.
You're good.
Of it.
I'm ahead.
Kind of.
Go ahead.
Do anything I shouldn't be doing, so I know things have changed a lot since the past, but
not wrong. I'm gonna head over to Mission Row and take a nap and try to fix my dispatch, because I'm going to lose it if I can't see people on duty. I'm going to snap.
Also, so you know, apparently Senior Bun's got a lot better quality food in.
Really?
Apparently you only need 2 meals now, and you're feeling good as gold.
Oh shit.
And they're still the same price, so they cost you like $40 for a meal, and $80, and you got a full meal, and you're feeling good to go.
Davenport, don't say that. I work at Abracadabra now. I got a second job to make ends meet, man. Fuck. My money.
Maybe we need to make sure that no felons are working at Senior Buns in. So
oh my god. Wait.
Money at the other place.
They legally can though, right? There's nothing against it? Okay.
There's nothing against it, but I mean, do they know that?
Probably not. But it's one of the first times I've seen those mopeds out though.
Yeah, there's two people working there. And the only reason I know this is because both of them, one was taken hostage for the jewelry store. I left there to go and take.
Oh yeah, that's the guy you dropped off when I arrived.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the other guy. So
Interesting.
they were saying, "Oh, we're up good now. People actually buy food off us because it actually is filling." So yeah,
I'm gonna head over to Mission Row.
I'll let you go. All right, thanks for that.
No problem. Oop. Oh, FPS. Why you do this? Process lasso. Click here. Damn. Much better. I don't really want this parked down here. Actually, it's not gonna matter. Time to relog.
Pop 6.
I'm gonna have to do my process lasso thing again. Pixel.net. Connect. Matt, if you're still here, did I have... Okay, you dealt with it. Never mind. I was gonna say, I didn't post on the forums regarding that bug report, but it's been dealt with. Oh, I'm actually gonna message you real quick. Hold up. All right, Matt Rhodes, spawn. Last location. Do this. And I'm going to Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do something probably stupid, and this could fuck up stream. We're gonna give it a go. Everything else here. Do 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 do. Okay, I think we're good. Finally, it's fixed. We're driving a Scout. There we are. I did. But I not only... This is the first time I've done this. I not only did it for 5M, I then set literally everything else to all the other cores. Listen, I can't wait. Oh. Well, this is... I drive, I think glass is going to break. I'm a predictor. Respawn. You can tell because when you repair the car and there's still like cosmetic damage. It's fine. What was I gonna say? The damn 9950X 3D should asterisk be out in like 3 weeks. Scout's driving differently again. I don't understand. Holy fuck. Are additionals required?
Yeah, we can use a couple additionals. Virgin Northbound Davis.
Where they at? Turn 20?
Northbound London.
I need to go pick car
Virgin
park.
Cali. Get to North Rockford northbound. We continue northbound South Rockford, approaching San Andreas. Left westbound San Andreas. Continue northbound Bay City. Right,
Ooh.
eastbound Red Desert. Get to the Allison G6. Right, eastbound San Andreas.
That was a left Espinoz.
Continuing eastbound San Andreas.
390 secondary, continuing eastbound San Andreas, passing Senior Buns. We're continuing eastbound San Andreas, left northbound Alta, right eastbound into the underground parking garage by Group 6. Braking right, southbound, lower power. Seems they intentionally turned last minute, based upon what just happened at Espinosa. So we're still southbound, lower power. Right, westbound, Adams Apple. We did just pass another motorcycle in front of the casino. Started beeping. Right north on Alta. Left westbound into the Alta parking lot.
124 secondary with a right facing northbound towards Red Garage. Crossing over Vespucci through Red Garage northbound. Next thing San Andreas, left westbound. That's the senior buns. That's movie star way. Left southbound, South Rockford Drive. Slowing right, westbound and forward. Left, southbound Prosperity. Westbound Palomino. Right, northbound Bay City.
They are communicating on radio. Do do do.
Cross San Andreas. And Bay City Ave. Right, eastbound Marathon. Right, southbound in the laneway behind Blue, whatever it is, page. Exiting Red Desert, stand by for direction. Left. Oh, they're off the bike.
I'm off.
They're off the bike. Individuals on foot running.
Let me see some hands.
My bike crashed.
Surrender now.
Individuals running southbound Prosperity Promenade.
I'm gonna stay mobile.
Hey, firm.
Hey, firm.
I'm in the
Stop running.
I got your lethal roads.
Stop running.
Still running southbound Prosperity. Heavily on the radio.
Because they're right behind me.
I'm going back for a car. There's no chance I keep up.
Hey, firm. She's jumped up now. Still southbound. She's going northbound, actually. Running northbound in the promenade. Tackled. I'm going for cuffs.
Oh, excuse me.
195.
Firm. 390 is positioned on Red Desert next to the motorcycle and your vehicle as well. I want to make sure no one does anything to either of them. The car part be worn out.
Like a 295.
No, none of the parts were. If they're worn out now, I mean, it doesn't even matter. I do want to check something with dampeners. 10-9.
Would you like EMS to 95?
Espinosa or Davenport, does the 95 need medical? But I think they're asking.
Yeah, we need medical.
Copy on route.
Nah, it's alright. It's
Wanna go to
alright.
jail with the ma'am?
Whoa,
It's
whoa, whoa,
okay.
whoa, 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 get out of here.
I'm just trying to give you some food.
Oh, okay, I'll take some food. Watch out, don't run her over though, please. Yeah.
I mean, I usually run myself over, so.
Let me move her and make sure that everything's good here. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're in the middle of a scene though. So you
I
mind,
didn't do it,
moving a
and if
little
I
bit?
did do it, it wasn't me. It was. What did
Okay,
OJ say?
okay, alright. See, I told you, this is what's
That's
gonna
messed
happen to you,
up.
Cora. This is what's gonna happen to
Who
you,
the
Cora.
fuck is
You're gonna go to
Laura?
jail.
What frozen hell was that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice one.
Alright, come on. We'll get you medical. Man,
Are you guys at the promenade, or are you guys under the Talbera tunnel?
We're on the promenade, like the little walkthrough area with all the stores.
Copy.
Be advised, motorcycle registered to James Rue is to the north along Red Desert, and the one registered to Perez was westbound Red Desert. Really? Keep it moving. Whoever's primary, what would you like this motorcycle impounded for?
sorry, 10-9 roads?
Can you put up a report, and also what do you want the motorcycle impounded for, if it's being impounded?
Just for reckless evading, for the bike.
I will get the request put in. When you put up the report, let me know, and I'll put in the photos of, the signs of tampering and also the highest speed I clocked it at in the pursuit. Share X. Impound. Reckless evading. Random worker. Done. Damn, that got locally towed with the quickness. Motorcycle. And done. You know what? Hey, we don't talk about that. Because it didn't happen. I swear I can do this. I hate sequential cars.
Man, he's got his hands on me.
Oh my god, do you have a boyfriend?
I do have a boyfriend.
This is your car, Davenport. Delivery. He's storming. Recently, it's been so fucking windy. So windy. All right, vehicle's been impounded. I'll get my report put in here shortly. Actually, let's fucking do our statement now. God. What is it?
Dispatch 2976, Mission Row 195.
Do you know that individual state ID by chance?
Yes, hold on.
The name is...
3608.
Confirm. I'm not sure if it's just me on the MDT, but I can't get their profile to come up. So good luck. I wish you the best.
Oh God. I believe she doesn't have a record. That's why. I gotta.
Oh. Whew.
She does have an MDT profile. She just told me.
She does or she doesn't?
Hello? What? When? Look, I know I'm a few months late with my payments. What is the size of your brain? Yeah, is it like I'm sort of in between jobs right now. But there's a check in the mail, I promise. Hey now, don't cancel my service. Can't we work something out?
Espino's, when you do make their profile, easiest way to get that last name is copy it from the staff profile version. That way there's no typos.
Oh. Copy, thank you.
Because there's accents on some of the characters in her name. Back to my statement, now that I have this. Vehicle is driving. Road stayed with the motorcycle and documented it. Can't copy plate, but we can do this. Whoops. H8586KE6. Paste this here. Run plate. Run plate. There. That is correct. Motorcycle head tampering at the conclusion of the pursuit. Roads requested an impound for reckless evading.